Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the In-Depth series. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. February 21 every year is celebrated as International Mother Language Day. What is a mother language? It's a term that is used to define the language in which our mother often speaks to us in our households. And this is the primary language which impacts our learning process from the very beginning. So it is important to ensure the conservation of such mother tongues in an era, we can say, where there is a horde of people who want to learn international languages. Okay, so let us move ahead and talk about the background. What is International Mother Language Day? Pakistan and Bangladesh are history with respect to the cultural linguistic dispute that occurred and eventually led to the Bangladesh Liberation War. What are the global efforts for protection of languages? What are the initiatives that have been undertaken by India to conserve mother tongues, and what are the related constitution and legal provisions? Moving ahead, first of all, let us talk about the backdrop. This year, we are celebrating the 24th edition of the International Mother Language Day. And the theme for this year is multilingual education, a necessity to transform education. UNESCO declared 21st February as International Mother Language Day in 1999, and since 2000 we have started celebrating it. And the day also commemorates a long struggle by Bangladesh to protect its language, or mother language we can say, Bangla. This was done through a resolution that was passed by the UNGA on the initiative of Rafiqul Islam, who was a Bangladeshi. At that time he was living in Canada, and he said that it should be done in order to commemorate the 1952 killings in Dhaka during the Bengali Language Movement. So it is also celebrated as Shaheed Divas in Bangladesh today. Moving on, now the aim of this particular celebration is to protect the diverse culture and intellectual heritage of different regions in the world, because it does not matter what language you are speaking, but you have certain culture which have been passed down to you with the help of the mother language. If the language disappears, the culture might also disappear very soon. So in order to conserve that, in order to ensure that our country, our society, our world becomes a multicultural society, so that the intellect that was passed through that tongue, through that culture, is conserved, that is why we celebrate International Mother Language Day. Every 2 weeks, a language disappears and the world loses an entire cultural and intellectual heritage. And this is, of course, when the race is very high to learn English. Now, Pakistan and Bangladesh, let's talk about the history. The dispute, because Rafiqul Islam was the one who started the initiative to commemorate Ekushey Divas as Ekushey February as the International Mother Language Day. So when Pakistan became a newly formed state, there were many fundamental problems with it. We know that we had West Pakistan, the current Pakistan, and East Pakistan, that is now the Bangladesh. East Pakistan was Bengali speaking, and it was culturally very different from the Urdu speaking West. See, although I have heard one saying, we can say, a Muslim living in Uttar Pradesh and a Hindu living in Uttar Pradesh, they will have much more common than a Hindu living in Uttar Pradesh and another Hindu living in Punjab, and a Muslim living in Uttar Pradesh and another Muslim living in Punjab. So what binds us together is the cultural similarity as well as the linguistic similarity. There are certain dialects which you could see which are spoken by almost all the religions that are living in a place. Okay, so this is the reason. And because the East Pakistan region was also looked down upon, because they used to think, the West Pakistan used to think that the major Pakistani movement started in West Pakistan. So since 1948, the issue of language became a major source of rising tensions between one country, now the two countries. Now Dhirendra Nath Datta, a Bengali legislator, he proposed that Bangla should be given the status as an official language in addition to Urdu in the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. This was one of our questions of prelims as well. In 1948, the government of Pakistan announced that Urdu would be the only language. So there was the you can say the dominance of one language. That means one culture, that means one intellectual prowess that was being imposed upon East Pakistan, which was culturally and linguistically very different. Okay, So on March 21st, 1948, Muhammad Ali Jinnah declared in Dhaka that the language agitation was a fifth column intended to divide Pakistani Muslims. And this was seen as a conspiracy by the, from the perspective of Jinnah, it was a conspiracy done by the Hindus. This was his, you can say, mindset, of course. So this led to, rising tensions, small, minor problems used to arise every now and then. But on January 27, 1952, Pakistan's then Prime Minister Khwaja Nazimuddin, he reiterated, he was from East Pakistan, he reiterated that there would be no compromise with the Urdu only policy. But there, the newly formed Sarbadalia Kendriya Rashtra Bhasha Karmi Parishad, they were not happy with it. So they decided that February 21st should be a holiday for large-scale strikes to be conducted and demonstrations to be conducted in Dhaka. Many people died in that process. Okay, moving on, in 1954, the Muslim League lost because of the entire riot situation and it was given a communal tinge. In 1954, the Muslim League lost assembly elections in the east. And the first constitution of Pakistan was enacted in 1956. There they said that Bangla will be adopted as the official language of Pakistan along with Urdu. But to what extent? Still, there were many cultural imposition that was being done by the West Pakistan towards the East Pakistan. For Bangladeshis, Ekushey February, that means 21st February, is a symbol of nationality. And as poet Abdul Ghaffar Chaudhry poignant song says, Ekushey Gan, it says, Amar bhaiyer rokte rangano Ekushey February, ami ki bhulete pari. That means, can I ever forget the 21st of February colored by my brother's blood? Because so many people died in that process. Students, academics, many people. Shaheed Divas is celebrated, or Martyrs' Day is celebrated in this country, in Bangladesh on 21st of February. So the UN, there are many global efforts that have been undertaken in order to conserve the mother tongue. The UN has designated the period between 2022 and 2032 as the International Decade of Indigenous Language, that means mother tongue only. Also, UNGA celebrated 2019 as the International Year of Indigenous Language. There was also the Yulu Proclamation, which was proclaimed in Changsha, China in 2018. And this proclamation plays a central role in what? In guiding the efforts of countries and regions around the world to protect the mother tongues and the diversity as well. So, India has taken initiative in the form of National Education Policy, which mandates that maximum attention should be given to the development of mother tongue. The Commission for Scientific and Technical Terminology is providing publication grants towards the publication of university-level books in regional languages. The National Translation Mission is being implemented through Central Institute of Indian Language, Mysore, in order to protect the regional languages. Protection and preservation of endangered languages scheme are also there for conservation of threatened languages. UGC is also promoting regional languages in higher education courses in the country, which supports 9 central university and supports 9 central university. This is all being done under a scheme by the name of Establishment of Center for Endangered Languages in Central University. There are other initiatives that include Bharat Vani project and the proposed setting up of Bharatiya Bhasha Vishwavidyalaya. There is also one scheme by the Kerala government that goes by the name of Namat Basai. Google's project Navlekha, it uses technology to protect mother languages. So there are many initiatives that have been undertaken. If it is ever asked in your UPSC mains examination, you can cite them. Other than that, we also have articles. Fundamental right, Article 29 of the Constitution gives all citizens the right to conserve their languages and prohibit discrimination on the basis of language. Article 120, this is the languages to be used in the parliament. It provides for the use of Hindi or English for transactions of parliament, but it also gives the right to the members of the parliament to express themselves in their mother tongue. Part 17 of the Constitution deals with the official languages going by the articles 343 to 351. Moving on, and the 8th schedule recognizes 22 languages: Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Odia, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Bodo, Santhali, Maithili and Dogri. Also, the Right to Education Act of 2009 talked about the primary education should be done in mother language. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and stay updated.